It's Oklahoma Archery. Everything archery based out of Oklahoma for Oklahomans. Let's get it started. Hello, everybody. I'm David Boskin. We are on we're on a mission. This is like 2 or 3 in a row, but this is the Oklahoma Archery Podcast.
I'm Neil Cooley, and we got Chris Edwards from Trosper Archery Club with us today. We want to tell y'all about an event coming up this weekend, and we're going to preview a little bit more of the summer schedule going on at Trosper. If y'all haven't been there, you probably haven't shot much archery in Oklahoma. So how you doing, Chris?
Doing great. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, you just got back from the Minden Pro-Am. How'd it treat you down there in the swamp?
Well, okay, it treated me okay. I had to throw in my occasional nickel, so that you know how that is, and so that your scores not work great. But we had a great group of guys, had a lot of fun. Just had some great food.
Yeah, had good weather too. So they missed all the rain and storms down there. So I think that's one of the first years that haven't been rained on at the Minden Pro-Am. So got lucky.
Tennis shoes all weekend. It was nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, tell everybody where you're from and how long you've been shooting archery.
A long time. I'm old, so it's been a long time.
That's my saying. I say I'm old.
Oh no, you're still a young man.
Okay.
I've been shooting at Trosper for 7 or 8 years now, maybe a little longer. They actually goaded me into taking the Rangemaster job, so all that is a glorified landscaper. So.
Means you get to work for free and pay to shoot.
Yeah, exactly. I work for free and pay to shoot, so that's just part of it.
Chris is the guy that if you've shot 3D or field or anything out at Trosper, he's probably had a hand in either setting it up, running it, or tearing it down. So he's the guy behind the scenes. Unfortunately we make Mary do all the paperwork, so we get off the hook about the time registration starts.
Oh, I was going to say we let her take care of all the hard stuff. Setting stuff up and tearing it down. I can usually gather enough help that it's not too bad.
Yeah, you'd pick that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Over entry fee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Paperwork's not it's not our strong suit. So we're grunting targets around, driving stakes and hoofing them up and down the mountain. That's doable. Once you get into the paperwork side, kind of hands off. So it breaks up good though. Trosper's got good help. You guys have a good group of guys out there with Simon and Travis and all those guys.
I got a great group helping me this year. Well, I mean, we've been able to get our 3D ranges whenever we did our league in less than an hour. We could do 20 targets in less than an hour. I had enough help, and it was awesome.
That's a luxury that a lot of ranges don't have out there. It's usually a one-man show, and by the time the year's over, he's pretty grumpy and had his fill of it. So, yeah, if you're part of a local range, don't be afraid to ask somebody if you can help. Ask if you can even if you don't know how to set one up, it works just fine. Give them help tearing them down. Like we had a qualifier this past weekend. We're like, everybody pull the last target you shoot. It's gonna make tearing down a lot easier and saves the guys some steps. So
well, that's kind of like the Pro-Ams. They have you do that on Saturday.
There you go.
Yeah, they had everybody pull their last target on Saturday. So, but now we've got the OSAA Marked 3D this coming weekend. It starts at 9:00. Shotguns start on Saturday and Sunday. I believe it's $25. Don't quote me on that because I'm not positive. I don't do the money part.
Yeah, that's your OSAA, and it is a state championship. So you'll have your winners plaques for that. And all those points will count for your OSAA aggregate. So for everybody, if you've been living under a rock, we got the Oklahoma State Archers Association. Archery Association? Archers. I'm not sure.
OSAA.
So I know. They've got 7 now. There's your 3D marked, your 3D unmarked, field, 900, indoor 5-spot, Indoor Vegas, and Broadhead. So you got 7 state championships across the calendar year, and this is one of 4 that Trosper hosts.
Yeah, we're hosting 4 of them this year, simply because we've got the biggest spot to have the targets.
There you go. Had big numbers at it last year. Weather was good, so if you're in the metro this weekend, 9 a.m. Is it 20 targets
This weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, this is 20 this weekend for the Mark 3Ds. 20 targets.
Yeah.
Range will be similar to what we had for the ASA a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Won't be the same, but it'll be close.
Okay.
And hopefully we're going to get it sprayed for ticks before they were terrible. I think we're going to get a handle on them.
Yeah, it's that time of year, ticks and mosquitoes. So you got a thermocell, bring one of those. Don't leave home without a can of bug spray in it. I think I've got one in my truck if you forget yours. So you go over there and hose down. The only thing you got to watch out for is the guys that shoot scopes and lenses. Don't spray yourself down with the wind blowing right onto their scope. That's the only thing. You can have as much free bug spray as you want. Just take it 10 yards away from my bow. That's the only thing. That's all we want.
Hey, you got to get an advantage somehow.
Yeah, you don't have that problem with the pins.
No, pins, we don't have that problem.
It's all good for you. Get a little bit of it on your verifier.
Yeah.
Keeps some ticks from crawling on your string and getting you in the nose at full draw.
Yeah, and 2 weeks later than that, on 16th and 17th, that's when we have the state field. And if you've never done that, it's quite the experience. We have 14 targets on each side of the property there. And you shoot anywhere from 10 yards to 80 yards. You'll shoot 4 arrows at every target. And then you do 1 round of what they call just like a regular target, like you can see there in the picture. And you'll do 1 at a hunter target, which has a white center and it's all black around it. And then you'll shoot 3 either 1 or up to 3 arrows at an animal target. So it's going to be a 150 arrow day, and it will take all day. But we'll have, I'm not sure who they have scheduled to cook this year, but they usually have, last year and the year before, I think Big Daddy's was out there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I would assume that's who will be back this time. I don't know. Mary usually takes care of that, but we'll have somebody lunch available. And it's a little earlier in the year this time, so it's not quite as hot.
Yeah, I was going to say. And then y'all, to get ready for that, have just started this past week your field league on Tuesdays. Tuesday night field league at Trosper, just starting up. How much does that cost?
I believe that's $30.
$30?
Yeah.
There you go.
You can go out and shoot around the field with. There's usually 10 or 15 guys that'll shoot it, and you have a good time, and it's there's no pressure. The scores are just for you to practice.
Yeah,
and
good to learn the rules, learn the different targets, get acclimated, because sometimes you'll shoot a 4-spot fan or you'll shoot a 4-spot walk up. So if you've never shot field before, it's kind of fun. You just kind of you gotta just find somebody that knows how to do it and follow them around.
Yeah, for the 4-spot fan, you shoot 1 arrow at each can, and they'll be straight across 1, 2, 3, 4. Whenever you do the walk up, you'll shoot an arrow at each can and then walk up to the next distance, shoot another arrow. So it's a lot of fun. On the animals, your first shot, you can get a 20 or an 18. And if you don't hit the animal, you can take another shot, but you walk up to a little closer distance and the scores go down. And if you miss that time, you get to walk up again and the scores go down a little further. So you really want to try hard on that first arrow, because that's where you get your most points.
Yeah. We shot around out there with our buddy Moses, and he looks at us about halfway through. We're telling him it's a shoot 1 arrow from the can, 2 on this target, 2 on this target, because they had 2 spots up there. And he looked at us. He goes, you're making the rules up for this as you go, aren't you? And I was like, no, it says it's got a sign right there that tells you exactly how you're supposed to shoot it, from what distance and what shooting can. It's like a stake, but they buried them in the ground so you don't trip over them nearly as much. It makes it easier to mow the lanes too when they're right there on the dirt. So it's a lot of fun. You get to stretch your sight tape out a little bit. It gives you a full day of shooting. Chris Simmons has always said OSAA is for guys that like shooting their bow. You know, we don't just shoot the 20 targets and go home. It's
we get a bunch of them.
Yeah. 4 arrows times 14 targets. Do that twice, and then hopefully just 14 on the animal round if you hit them all the first time. If you
like
miss,
I said, you're going to shoot close to 150 arrows in a day.
Yeah, it's going to be all there. So bring water, bring bug spray, get some snacks in your quiver.
Yeah, we usually try to have water on the range for that. I've been to some of the shoots, not necessarily the ASA shoots, but some of the other associations that I like to shoot them all. And you go to a range and they don't have any water on the range. It's like, oh, come on. It's 90 degrees out here. You need to furnish some water.
If not, they better have an ambulance up there.
Oh, yeah. Well, and we don't even want to talk about that. We don't like hauling people off. That's not any fun. So we try to avoid that at all costs.
So what kind of backstops do you have for your field range now?
For our field range, we have, if you've been to Trosper, you've seen the big foam butts that we have, like on the practice range. Those are exactly what you shoot into for our field range.
Yeah.
And like I said, you shoot on the east range, your first target's going to be 45 yards. Your second is going to be 55, and the third's going to be 40. And then they vary in distance all the way around, anywhere from, we have one that you're going to shoot from 10 feet, 10 yards, 20 yards, and then the very next target you're going to shoot 80 yards. So it's if you're sight taping it, it's going to be, you're going to get to use your whole tape.
Yeah, so you can get a lot of sight tapes to hit out to 40 or 50 yards, but once you stretch it out to 80, you're really going to figure out if you're high or low. And it's not something you have to stress about. There's only the 80 yards, one arrow. It's one arrow at 80, one at 70, one at 60, one at 50. So if you're off a little bit, you can dial it to 81, 82, something like that. Just, you got plenty of chances to figure out where it is beforehand, but it's one arrow.
And we put up a big target. I mean, at 80 yards, you're shooting about a 13-inch circle.
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah. I thought
I might could see that.
The hardest part for me, the way my eyes have been, is not getting my sight tape out to 80. It's getting my pin as to something that doesn't wash out, because those hunter targets are a black face with a white dot, and your pin on white, if you're shooting blue or green or something like that, it can really get a little sketchy. So that's about the time of year I like to switch over to shooting a dot for it. So if you can put either a holographic sticker on your lens and run a light on it or anything like that. If you're shooting any kind of clarifier, you want to try and see what it looks like on these targets before the day of, because I had to shoot around with it was an 010 pin that was blue, and it was pretty much shooting off the post all day. So I just couldn't see it. Getting your optics right's a little tricky. So I just switched the whole scope head out, put an orange glowing sticker on there, and instead of running my light to the fiber, I run it down the front of that shroud, pointed right at that sticker, and it glows good and you can see it. But if you take your pin out thinking it's going to be like a 3D target, you might have a bad time.
Those guys like me, the older guys that shoot pins, it gets interesting whenever you get that 80-yard shot and you've only got 5 pins.
Yeah, so it's 5 pin max for OSAA. Is that right?
I think that's correct. I wouldn't swear to that.
And what do you want to set them at for strategy wise?
Well, for me, I just go with the basic 20, 30, 40, 50. And then I know you get it's not a 5 pin, because I've got, maybe it is.
I think I
don't know.
Double check the rules, but I think there's a maximum on a number of pins you're allowed.
like I said, and I put it on the even 10s, and that works best for me because all the really short shots I can use my 20, and then I can adjust, gap for the rest of them. In my class, you can't have the slider. You have to use straight pins.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little bit different now.
And that makes sense. That's why some people in their housing, they'll use their level as a pin, the top of that or something. I've heard them talking doing that. So
for the 80-yard shot, I can put the center of the bullseye on top of my bubble, and it hits the bullseye.
Yeah.
Work out. Have a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and then you're just aiming high with the 60, and then you're dead on. So your field round is your even distances, your 25, 30, 35, all your round numbers. Your hunter is where it gets a little tricky because you're at 41, 52, 67, all the in-between distances that's where it gets
a little harder there.
Oh yeah. That's when you really got to know your pin gapping situation and how fast your arrow drops. But it's a lot of fun. And the animals, I assume, they're at odd distances as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Got it.
It's not truly a picture of an animal, is it?
Yes. It is a picture of an animal, and it will have a black dot. And that if you hit the black dot, it's a 20 or 21. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
21 for the black dot. If you hit inside of, what would it be, the kill zone, that's a 20. And then there's another line around the animal that's an 18.
Yeah, anything in the body.
And if you miss that, then you're going to walk up and shoot again.
I think it goes down to 16 and 14.
That reminds me of the old 3-arrow shoots we used to do. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, and it's good because you get through the first 2 rounds with shooting a dot, and you get to the animal, and that dot covers up the whole spot, and you're like, man, I wish I had a fiber for this. So you kind of want to go. It would be nice to have the ability to go back and forth if you could sight it in a hurry, but man, the optics of a field round is kind of tricky to.
I was going to say on what they call the bunny shot, where you walk up from 30 feet up, you're looking at shooting at the size of a nickel.
Yeah. You get some close ones. So you go from 30 feet to 25 feet to 20 feet to 15 feet,
something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Or 35 down to 20.
35 down to. Yeah. It's close.
Yeah, everyone's a little bit closer, and it's frustrating when you're losing points on a target that you can, reach out and touch with your stabilizer. But it does happen, It's like, I cleaned the 80-yard walk up, but I shot a 16 on the close one. It's like, you got to do your homework. You got to know what your bow's going to do, up close and out far. So field's a lot of fun, but we got some more 3D before we get back into shooting paper dots. So don't get Dave too excited yet.
We just need to get him out there for the field.
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
or at least half of it.
Yeah,
you could do 14 of them.
We'll see.
I got a nice road for you to walk on. So
you got a golf cart?
No. Unfortunately, no. There are times when we need it, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a field's always fun. I'm usually by then I'm in 3D mode, and I try to take time and set up a skinny arrow bow, but I'm gonna shoot it. If I shoot it, it'll be with 23s this year. It's gonna be the same bow all year round. I'm not changing anything. So I always try to set up a second bow for it, and it just never works out good for me trying to juggle two. So I'm gonna stick to just one bow.
That's Chris. What bow do you have? We've never asked that.
I shoot an Elite. I shoot the Encore, and I bought it as a hunting bow, and I love it. I'm an avid hunter. A year or so ago, I bought another one just like it, different color, and that way I can use one with a slider for the new rules in ASA, and one with pins for the OSAA. So that way it's just pick one up, and they're both the same pounds, and everything works easy that way. There's not a whole lot of getting used to one and changing over to the other, and it's just ready to go.
See, I kind of did the same thing this year. I shoot a Matthews title, and I thought, well, I'm gonna get one since Neil was strong arming me. I mean, she was almost. I will tell you, if you never listened to our pod, he shamed me. It was terrible. It was really terrible. He was shaming me to come out and shoot 3D. He was just, I mean, it was all but you're just not a good shooter. You can't shoot if you don't shoot through. I mean, it was going bad. So I thought, okay, I've got to get another bow. So I did. I went and got a second bow, and I set that up for 3D and took my indoor bow. And I thought, just like Neil, there'll be a skinny tournaments before that. So I set it up for skinnies. Now I'm sitting there going, I don't have anything for indoor. What's going on? So I don't want to have to go buy a third bow. I just can't do it.
Well, you ended up shooting indoor with your 25s, and that's what you're shooting 3D with. And then you took the skinny arrows and set those up on the other bow. So you've got it dialed in pretty good. Don't let Dave cry poor to you.
I was gonna say I shot right beside him at the indoor, and I wasn't feeling real sorry for him at all.
So I've got photographic of the evidence. Dave,
Here we go.
That's a 3D target right there. If you can see him in there.
Look at those legs. That's sharp.
I feel privileged because it happened at Trosper.
This was a Henrietta this weekend.
Oh, you went out again?
I know.
All right.
You must have not set the range tough enough. He came back again.
Oh, well.
Now wait a minute. I thought it was tough. Don't be listening to him. Don't
he had a blast. It was fun. We had a good group. We got to shoot with Rodney Taylor this week. It's good seeing Rodney come back out. He's moved from senior 45 to super senior known. So you got our super senior known group is shaping up pretty good.
They're pretty solid.
I know you got Scott Shields, Rick Archer, Kent Chesser, Jeff Smith's the new guy. Jimmy Hargraves aged into it. Throw Dave in there, and it's a party.
Jimmy Holly's in there.
Yeah, well, yeah, Jimmy Holly too. Yeah, we got two Jimmys. the 60 to 70 groups, the rowdy bunch. So Chris shoots super senior pins. They're kind of the ones that I don't have to worry about too much. But the super senior known guys there's usually some shenanigans on the range. You kind of got to watch out for.
That's exactly what I thought was going on.
Yeah, you got to be careful there.
It's a good time. We had a good turnout at Henrietta. In Too Deep set another fantastic range.
I thought it was great. Yeah,
it looked so much different than a month ago when we were there. It's
real.
Oh yeah, it's grown up big time.
Did they change their lanes any at all, or they just grown up?
Yeah, they've had a few more longer shots on the back half. The first one they had they did a lot more move your sight tape up, move your sight tape in. You had a couple light ones. You had a few of them in the trees. You had a few really dark ones, and then you had a few more in the trees and a few more in the light to kind of round it out. And it was a good variation of not only distance but lighting conditions too. And we're hoping in a year or so we can cut another 20 in there and do 20 on one side and 20 on the other, because they got the space for it. I think they're on an 80-acre plot, and they've got the 160 right next to it. So they've got all kinds of room to play. Yeah, they got all kinds of room to play with. It was good. It was a good turn. I think we had about 60 and maybe a dozen fun shooters. So I know it's on top of a pro-am, but I was
going to say that's good numbers for a pro-am.
Yeah. We had people leave at 4:45 from Minden and rolled up there about 9:30 and shot it. They all piled out of a rental car.
Wow. Good for them.
Yeah, it was a good turnout Sunday. Pardon me. Had some people that's like, man, you've been up early, haven't you? I think I rolled in at like 9:15. I hit the snooze button about 3 times. I was like, whoa, I feel good. This is awesome. They're like, I hate you for bringing me here, but they had a good time. They had the youth team there was cooking burgers for everybody, and it was a lot of fun. It was good. It was a great range. Love going back to Henrietta.
They have their that was in Henrietta. All right. I was thinking at Bowtown, they had that animal up on the dam of the pond, shooting through the trees to get up to it. Cool shot.
Yeah. He looked at it and said, look, I took the ground from him. I was like, hell, you took the air from him too.
Yeah.
If you're a
treetop.
Yeah. If you're a ground judger, that was a interesting lane to be on. But for this weekend, it's all marked. So bring your rangefinder if you're a yardage judger. Does that change what you do when you're setting up a range, as far as you don't have to worry about playing with the distance
Yes,
so much.
It does. I don't usually whenever I have judgers, and I know it's kind of mean, I try to take the animal's legs away from them or put a dip in between them. Makes it a little harder for the judging people. I mean, the rangefinder people, it makes no difference. So this week there's no tricks involved this weekend. It's just here they are, shoot them.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, some of them will be in dark holes, and it may be a dark animal in a dark hole. We try not to do too much of that, and we won't break out the standing bear this weekend. we're gonna.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we're not gonna make it too hard. We want everybody to have a good time. Like I said, it is a state championship though, so you're gonna have to you'll have to earn it. There won't be many gimmies.
I was just going to say is what is the ranging? What's your distances for this known OSAA?
The longest shots are 45 yards.
Okay.
And that would be for guys like us. The kids will shoot they may shoot from 10 yards.
Yeah, the NFAA stuff is very short on the kids' side.
The trad people, their max is 25.
Okay.
The ladies and young adult compound people, their limit is 30.
So it's pretty close mirrored to what
it's real close. It's a little bit different. I mean, the pins guys like myself, we have a 40-yard max in ASA, but in OSAA we have a 45.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah,
I mean it's nothing that nobody. It's doable for everybody.
Yeah.
And the most comfortable thing about it is you're shooting center 12s, so there's no uppers or lowers. It's just middle.
Good call. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's if you want to get your confidence underneath you before the second half of the ASA season kicks off, go shoot a center 12 tournament. There's no out the bottom, out the top. It's just who's closest to the middle.
Right in the middle.
Totally different strategy game as far as how aggressive you want to aim. It takes all that out of it. It's just who can put it closest to the center. So that's a big distinction that I've always kind of liked about the state level NFAA, OSAA shoots. It's a center 12. So you're not going to be at, at full draw.
11 or 12?
12.
They do count 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
12.
Yeah. So that's the good part about it. It's a good confidence booster midway through the year. It's a little bit different aiming IBO the whole time. I mean, if that's not your strategy, you kind of got to watch on some of these targets. You'll dip out the bottom of them thinking you just smoked the lower, and all of a sudden you're like, well, that's a good looking 10. You're inside out donutted at the lower. I'm like,
that's a 10.
All right.
That's right. It's IBO that's 11, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had an IBO tournament at Trosper earlier this year.
Yeah.
And we had several people qualify for nationals. Now, whether they go or not, I don't know. It's
a little different game.
Oh yeah, it's a big and that's all judging. I mean, there's no rangefinders in any class there.
And
even the kids.
Even the kids have to judge.
Parents ask all the time, where can my kid go to learn yardage judging? I was like, well, they can shoot open 40 with the adults, or they can go try an IBO. That's pretty much the options we have. And the state unmarked 3D, that's a once a year thing. They used to have it at Wagner every year. I think Tulsa's got it this year.
Tulsa has it this year.
Tulsa's got it. It'd be good.
I was talking with Travis down at Minden, and he said the range will be similar to what they had for their ASA, but it won't be exactly the same. All I heard was great reviews about how he set it up.
Yeah.
Nobody had to do the big hill.
Yeah, we just walked all the way up the driveway, straight across, straight back, and back down the hill. You only had to climb it once, and you didn't have to shoot on the side of it or anything. Let's see if I pull up my my list here. I want to give all our congratulations and kudos to everybody that was in our top 10 finishers there at the
we're looking for that. Also, public announcement for the Joad kids for Trosper. Will they be shooting this weekend since you got your 3D?
They will not.
Yeah, that's
because of the state thing. They won't shoot Saturday.
yeah.
Or at
They
least
need to be aware,
I do not believe they're shooting Saturday. I haven't confirmed that with Sid, but he's always canceled it in the past, so I would assume it's canceled again.
Yeah. One would think. I just throwing that out there in case anybody is listening.
Right, and I'm sure he made that announcement Saturday at their JOAD class shoot. They weren't. I think last weekend was their first weekend back outside.
You've displaced kids. They're homeless for a day.
Just for one weekend, and then we get them back out there until we have the field tournament, and then there's no JOAD that weekend either.
There you go. Well, here's all your Oklahomans that went to Minden and wound up in the top 10. If you want to see the full list, we've got it out on the Facebook group. I tried to screenshot them all and tag them on that. That's always fun. But your top 10 finishers from Oklahoma, I'll read them off here. Delilah Mitchell in Youth Pins Girls got 10th place. Scott Langley in the Senior Known Pro cracked the top 10 at 10th place. Madison Hunter, Women's Open 45 was 9th. Leslie Kottner, Women's Senior Known was 9th. Kinsey Burke, Young Adult Open Female was 8th. Zane McSorley in Youth Open Boys was 8th. Josh Jacobson in Semi-Pro was 8th. Noah Moore in Young Adult Pins Male was 7th place. Guy Haslam in Barebow was 7th place. Suzetta Wise in Women's Open 45 was 7th place. Zach Owens in Hunter 45 was 7th place.
Did anybody else show up not from Oklahoma? Because it sounds like y'all swept it.
It was a pretty good showing for us.
Keep going. Just wanted to say that.
We had Kent Chesser in Super Senior Known was 7th. Mason Coase in Open 45 was 6th. Dan Gaston in Senior Masters Known was 6th. Casey Ewells in Women's 45 was 6th. Carissa Hammond in Young Adult Pins Female was 5th. Dodie Schneeberger, Women's Super Senior Known was 5th. Julie Ewells, Women's Pins 30 was 5th. Jordy Wyan in Eagle Open Boys was 5th. There's Simon Doss in Super Senior Pins was 5th. Dustin Leader in Semi-Pro was 5th. Racy Wigley in Young Adult Pins Female was 4th. Marty Russell in Senior Masters Known was 4th. Allison Gibson in Young Adult Pins Female was 3rd. Jack Shaw in Young Adult Open Male was 3rd. Megan Owens, Women's Pins 30 was 3rd. Mike Talent in Senior Open was 3rd. Dwayne Schneeberger in Super Senior Pins was 3rd. Rick Gilly in Senior Legends was 3rd. Easton Gregg in K50 was 3rd. Dwight Coast in Super Seniors was 2nd. Aaliyah Sherrill, Young Adult Pins Female, was 2nd. Lindsay Lewis in Women's Pins 30 was 2nd. Travis Keith in Men's Pins 40 was 2nd. And we had 2 Oklahomans take the championship. We had Matt Hudson in Barebow coming in first place, and Brooklyn Storts back-to-back first places in Women's Open 45. So big list to go. We've got everybody listed out on the Facebook page, but those were all of your top 10 finishers from Louisiana. Had a great showing. I haven't counted them all up, but there was a lot of Hokies on the board.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It was a good showing, and Minden being one of the closer ones. I don't think they had the numbers there that they have at Foley and Colton, some of them back out east, but we're just going to keep showing up to them, and maybe we'll get one in Oklahoma one of these days. I'm still trying to twist Josh Grind's arm into coming and looking at a couple properties out here. Say we can get one.
We used to have one.
Yeah, used to have one. Trosper. Yeah, didn't Trosper have something when it was
other than that, there was an ASA Pro-Am.
There you go.
Yeah. It was up towards Tulsa. It was the year of the bombing.
Ah, okay.
It was
no
in
connection.
May.
Not
it was in May that year, and the one you're thinking of is the Federation Championship.
Yeah.
Trosper held the Federation Championship.
Yeah. That was back when they did it on both sides of
both sides of the road.
There you go.
I was the state director that year.
Oof.
You didn't know that, did you?
And then Dave said, "I've had enough of this. I'm going to shoot indoor."
That's right. Yeah. but yeah, it was the first time they'd went over across the other side, I think. Yeah, cut several lanes. That's when they brought the big semi in or the big bus in and did all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That'd be good. So what? How many acres does Trosper have on there?
We actually have like 40 some acres under fence. And
that's just on the one side.
That's where the little clubhouse is at. That's the side with the tennis courts and the clubhouse.
Okay.
There's about 40 acres on that side. I'm not sure how much is on the other side. We don't go over there anymore. We just
the homeless have taken it from us.
It's pretty much a homeless encampment over there now. So
yeah, I've been going to Trosper for like 6 years, and I've never seen anybody play tennis there.
There's no nets. There's no anything.
Yeah, y'all took them down a long time ago.
Yeah, hey, that was years ago. They quit doing that.
Oklahoma's a land run state. All right, we've claimed it. It's ours. But it's nice to have, good flat surface for the. They do the 900. They used to do the U.S. Archery 720 round out there. I don't know if that'll be at McAllister or Trosper or where that'll be, but it's nice to have some flat ground. You won't roll an ankle going back and forth from your 50-meter targets. So that's always that was a fun one.
The USA State's scheduled, I think, in June, but a club has not been awarded it yet.
Yeah,
we've got the senior games.
Yeah, that's in September.
In September.
Yeah.
And that coincides with the OSAA state target shoot.
Yeah.
They're on the same day.
That's the one you shoot in the field. You don't shoot field in the field. You shoot field in the trees, and then you shoot state target in the open. So
kind of like, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, Dad, it's the field tournament. When we shoot it in the open field. He goes, no, field's in the trees. Yeah, I was like, who's running this show? Somebody needs to fix this. But yeah, field will be off in the woods. And it's good because it's out of the wind. You shoot that state 900, depending on which day the wind's blowing and how hard, you're going to have all you want after 90 arrows. Yeah. So, but it's good level. They want it to be a level surface. So everybody,
you learn how to play the wind,
Yeah.
Shoot at the right edge to hit the middle.
Yep. Fade your bubble left to right into it. Take the top of your bow and can it this way. Kind of headwind.
Whatever you got to do.
That's just how I shoot my bow. I don't look at my bubble very often. I'll shoot one out left and be like, how'd that get there? It's like, well, your bow's sitting like that the whole time. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah.
We watched Dave find every low-hanging tree branch all weekend long.
People don't get it. You got a taste of what I got to deal with. Yeah.
There was one arrow where his top cam was in it, and they got a tree about this big around, and I'm over on the side of it, hanging it back here, going, all right, Dave, get your shot off. As soon as that arrow left, I let that tree go and thought I was going to take him out.
Brad told me last time, he said, you need to let somebody other than Simon carry the saw to trim the limb.
It's
okay.
It's hard for tall people, it's hard for short people, and it's hard for left-handed people.
Yeah, I would say left-handed. Yeah.
We watched old Jordy at Choctaw, and he was not only left-handed, but he's like 4'4" tall. I don't know exactly how tall he is, but he had one. The tree was going this way up here and this way down here, and he was just smack dab in the middle of them. I'm like, Bud, the tree grew faster than you did. That's all we can do. So he was on the stake off to the side doing one of these numbers on it. I think he shot a pretty good arrow. I think he was either a 10 or a 12. It was right there. So, that's part of the game. You're going to have to take what the lane gives you.
Yeah. I'm glad they allow you to move stuff now because they used to not.
Yeah.
You had to be it as is. I don't remember how many times I'd have to get down on my knees to make a shot. Yeah.
I'll take you can get them on Walmart.com, but it's real good for this time of year during turkey season. It's a little set of clippers like this, but it's got a ratchet in it so you can really crank down through some stuff. Just get one of them, stick it in the side of your quiver. Something's hanging off. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I try hard not to let anything – I don't want anything to hit anybody's bow. They're too expensive to mess up because I didn't cut a tree limb. So we try hard not to do that.
And
Yeah.
there's things that can't be controlled. I mean, wind, Mother Nature, dew on the leaves of everything sags at certain times. And then, 4 hours later when the sun's out and it's dried, it's back up and out of the way. Yeah, there's just certain things that common sense has got to come into play. Don't come up to the clubhouse and start griping.
Yeah. Especially after a big hard rain like we had last time. It was like, there's going to be some limbs dripping.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it did Friday when we said it. So if it rains Friday or Saturday night, Chris and the guys, they'll be out there rechecking all the lanes just to see if something moved, because you can't always beat Mother Nature. But
yeah, and you won't.
Yeah, sometimes it helps. Dave, do you remember that javelina on target 20 from this weekend? That real dark one. When I got
what the target number, that was the last one. Yeah.
30-yard javelina under a tree, had all our stakes in there. I thought I aimed at Dave's arrow because he's got a white knock. It was actually one of those strips on the javelina, and I shot it probably 4 inches out left. I hit the thing in the ear, called upper and shot him in the ear. Well, I got up there the next day shooting a fun round on Sunday, and there was this little blade of grass that goes all the way across the bottom and had one sticking up. And I glassed it, and that end of that twig was right at the lower 12, and I was just right out the top of it. It could have gone, call could have gone either way. But sometimes you get a little blade of grass, and when the wind's not blowing, it can kind of help you out just a little bit, because you couldn't see any. It's a target about this big. It's pitch black, and they put it right under a cedar tree. So sometimes a little bit of obstruction can actually help you out when you're, you can't see what you're aiming at. You don't have any point of reference. Dave's arrows are dark blue veins, and that didn't help me.
It was right there in the middle of the 10. All you had to do is shoot for it.
Yeah, it didn't work. I thought I saw your arrow, and I was looking at a different spot.
That's my problem. There's always an arrow right in the middle of the 10, and I'm supposed to try to shoot at it.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to hit anybody's arrows.
Yeah. Well, I thought Dave was just left side of the IBO, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to add 2 yards and call upper and aim right at Dave's arrow. Only problem is when I pulled it up, I couldn't see Dave's arrow. That was the only thing. I've got a blue pin, and he's got blue knocks. So as soon as his arrow disappeared, I let it fly, and we're lucky to catch 8 on that one. I shot that poor creature in the ear.
Remember the Black Panther that we all 3 went left?
Yeah.
I was discussing that with another shooter, and it was Vaughn McLean, and he absolutely, I think, nailed what this issue was with all of us.
What was it?
Yeah. Remember how we all, it was a black target way up into the shadow that was just hard to see. Remember, we had to shade our glass, our lens up front.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you what he mentioned is absolutely the fact. When you got that sun shining at you like that, we covered that up. It's your peep. You're out of center of that peep, but it's so bright, you can't tell that you're truly out of center a little bit, and it just went sideways on us.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if we'd had an umbrella and would have covered both, every one of us would have been just fine.
9 times out of 10, when I'll call for a shade and somebody just use their hat, I'm wanting them to cover my peep, not my scope, because I've got front shade and back shade on that scope. It's not getting to the lens unless you're straight into the sun. Yeah. So covering the peep for me is going to be more beneficial than the actual scope.
I guarantee you that's exactly what that was. We were just a touch out and never even caught on because it's so bright. It just looked normal. Yeah.
Yep. That's good. I love it when you have a range that gives you something to play with like that.
Absolutely.
Everybody always comments on the distance. The distance was long. The distance was short. You got side hill, uphill, downhill, bad footing, shadows in the light, and it changes between morning and afternoon. So if you might start the range and it's like, man, I hope we get through these first 10 targets before the sun gets up, because it's going to be, right up here coming down this way when we make the turn. And it really does. If you've set a couple ranges before, you can really, they could be 35 yards and you're thinking, there's no way I'm going to hit this. I'm
not going to throw any names out there, Chris. The footing, the stakes are my biggest thing. I got bad ankles and bad knees, and Chris, and whenever they're just in the middle of a hill with a knobby, dude, that's harsh on Chris. just to keep letting you know.
Well, I've had people before tell me that all I was doing was teaching people bad habits. And I said, well, you are shooting at an animal in the woods, and I'm not going to pour you a slab of concrete.
What the?
It's 3D for a reason, man.
Maybe we're not wanting a slab of concrete, but it would be nice to have maybe a sidewalk. I mean,
A sidewalk. I might be able to do that.
The last set of stakes I set was at the Bowtown range, and my helper was Zane McSorley, shoots from the blue stake, and I shot from the white stake. And the red stake had a rough time that time between the white stakes and the blue stakes being on some regular footing. The red stake guys really got the short end of the stick. Man. We got to the very end, and
whoever put the red stakes up didn't like us at all.
I was doing it for Scott Shields. You just an innocent bystander, bud.
I've never stood on one foot so many times in my life to shoot my bow.
That's good.
And it was either the front foot or the back foot.
Oh yeah.
There was no both feet on the ground at the.
It'll make you think about it where if your draw length is really right, because if your draw length is perfect for indoor and you go start shooting uphill or start shooting downhill, it'll really show those discrepancies between am I collapsing? Can I keep the bow up? Does it aim good downhill? And if you're shooting a hinge, man, that's where it gets. If you're shooting a button or a wrist strap, it's usually okay. You can just hold it in there for a second and let it fly. But when you're trying to get a hinge to go off like that, it can be brutal.
Sorry, I got a text message I had to answer. Sorry, everybody.
Business never sleeps.
No, it doesn't.
Well, yeah, I'm sitting here looking at my phone. I've got Dale Ramsey's getting ready to come pick up a trailer full of targets for his qualifier out in Quinlan end of the month. It's going to be on top of the London Pro-Am. So if you don't go to London, plan on driving out west, and we're going to see some real uphill and downhill. If you think Tulsa's bad, or if you had fun at the gun club on that back range, that B range that the gun club set, wait till you see the qualifier in Quinlan. That's going to be all there.
How far is that?
It's 2 hours to Woodward, isn't it? 2.5
to Woodward.
The Woodward is 2.5.
I'd say 2.5.
Yeah, it's just off to the side of Woodward. I think it's to the east side of Woodward. So on the close side, it's going to be fun. They do a big Jeep convention out there where the guys will come do with the big tires and the rock crawling and the down in the pits and the mud and stuff like that. So they mow it all and manicure it for these Jeep people to come in. He goes, well, it's already going to be mowed after that. All we'd have to do is set targets and cut a few lanes. I was like, yeah, bring it on. We'll go do it. So that's going to be a fun one if you want to check your third axis before the state championship rolls around. And then I know we had Connors had to cancel their qualifier. It wasn't because the weather was bad on the weekend. It was because the rain that week has washed out their road getting into their property. So we are going to have a pop-up Connors State reschedule qualifier the week before state in July. So you're going to have a couple of more chances to shoot uphill and downhill before we get you out there to the gun club for the state championship. So I just got a text from Johnny King, said July is a go. So the week before state, we're going to go back to Connors State, and end of the month we'll be out at Quinlan. Let's see. This weekend, not only do you have the OSAA Marked 3D, you've also got the Quad State Buckle Shoot down in Paris at the Archers for Christ. That's going to be 30 targets. I think classes of 3 or more. I'll have to check with Brad and Tara. I think classes of 3 or more qualify for a buckle on that one. So that's usually a good turnout. Then we go back to Allen, Oklahoma on Mother's Day weekend, May 9th and 10th for Oklahoma ASA qualifier. That one's going to be fun with Jake Linker. And then the 16th and 17th, we'll go to Paris for the AMAM. So everybody get your calendars out, start making travel plans to go down there to Paris a couple times. And it's 3D season. It's time to go.
Well,
not going to give you any weekends off, Dave.
Well, you may not be. I didn't hear but one of those that I could make.
I was going to say I'm out for all of those, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, it's that time of year, the crappie are biting. It's turkey season and lawn mowing season and everything else. So
I may try to do that Allen one. That would be the only one for me. Yeah.
yeah, Alan's a good one. That's another one of our new this year. Still,
that's a nice range.
Isn't that good?
I love that.
Yeah, he's got us in a big circle. You got some shooting away from the sun. You got some shooting in the sun, and it's probably going to be a little darker this year, this time around, because it was March when we went there. It'll be another 2 weeks of May. It's going to be growing up a little bit. It's going to be a little bushier.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll even make it to Trosper this week. By the time I get back from my business trip and trying to play catch up, I don't know what
you need to come on out and we'll take care of you. We'll treat you right.
Well, I need you to play my catch up when I get back.
Well, you probably wouldn't want that anyway.
Yeah, my point exactly. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing this weekend. Hopefully shooting, but there's no promises at this point.
Well, we hope to see you.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to put an indoor range in yet? Then I'll make it.
I don't think the city's going to allow that.
Well, see, that one Trosper had before was kind of rough. It was down there off of Robinson, if anybody remembers. Yeah, it was.
You have to be old to remember that.
That I reiterate, I said this first of the podcast.
We'll plan on seeing everybody out this weekend, whether it's at Trosper or down in Paris. You can hit them both if you want. Come on down. If you're in Tulsa, come on down, hit Trosper on Saturday morning and just keep on driving south. There's plenty of weekend to go around. If your bow's not dialed in, reach out to us. We'd love to help you out. I can't tell you how to shoot any better, but I can tell you if your third axis is off, that's about it.
There you go. Well, we appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming on today, sir.
No problem. I appreciate you having us, and let me talk up Trosper a little bit.
Absolutely. Red stakes up close, flat.
The first time I came out to shoot 3D since I started shooting again, I went out there, didn't know anybody, and Chris and Simon ended up saying, "Hey, we'll break off of our group and we'll go shoot with you." So Chris is the first person I shot 3D with since I was a little kid. So if you ever have any complaints or need somebody to blame for everything that ASA has become, this guy right here, he should have run me out of town in 2018.
I got big shoulders. Come on.
Let it be. That's right. Well, all right, everybody. We appreciate it. Do you know if Trosper has any Facebook page or a website or anything?
They have a Facebook page, and Mary handles that. I don't know that I don't know if you can comment on it or not.
Not just somewhere they can follow.
If you don't have Mary's number,
got it going.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said just so that they can follow and keep up with the shoots.
Yes, just go to Trosper Archery on Facebook, and Mary posts every shoot in the state every week.
Yeah, Mary posts them for about any state that touches Oklahoma. She'll have the details there. She's all the way out to New Mexico, Colorado.
Yeah, and she's like I said, it's Trosper Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
And tell them real quick, what's the membership cost if they haven't joined Trosper?
For this year, it's $45 for an individual, $85 for a family. Now, this is the year to join, because next year, if you don't do a work day this year, it's going to be $85 for an individual and $125 for a family. But if you come out and do one work day, the prices are much cheaper.
There you go.
And our next work day will be let's see, if that's May the 16th, it'll be about May the 9th.
Mother's Day weekend.
That's Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Come out and cut lanes.
We'll have a work day that Saturday, and we work from about 10 o'clock to about 4 o'clock. I mean, it's not like we're going to overexert you. And that weekend, we will go through and make sure that the range is nicely mowed and trimmed up. There's no limbs in the way or anything like that for the field tournament on the following weekend.
Or you can shoot on a concrete pad, Dave.
There you go.
It's good and flat. So if you have any membership questions, Sid Reed is who you want to talk to. His number is 405-570-8024. Sid handles all the memberships out there, and you can buy in anytime. He'll give you the gate code, and you can come out and shoot 365 days a year.
Daylight till dark.
That's right. I think it's a good job. Y'all guys do a good job for Oklahoma City. So, well, all right, everybody. We'll catch y'all on the flip flop.
All right. Be safe on your trip, Dave.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks.
Be careful.
All right. Bye, guys.